Imagine you're driving, and suddenly you miss a stop sign you've passed every day for 20 years. Your hands tighten on the wheel, your heart races. And in that split second, you wonder, am I still safe behind the wheel? If you're over 75, this moment isn't just a senior moment. It could be a warning sign. In this video, we'll explore 5 life-saving tips every older driver needs to hear. Simple, powerful steps that could protect not only your life, but someone else's. Have you ever questioned your driving lately? Or noticed changes in someone you love? Let us know in the comments. We want to hear your story.
Have you ever been behind the wheel on a quiet morning drive and felt something a little different? Maybe your reaction time isn't quite what it used to be, or that familiar route suddenly felt a bit less familiar. You're not alone. Driving has always been a symbol of independence. It's more than just getting from point A to point B. It's freedom, it's dignity, it's life on your terms. But as the years go by, our bodies and our minds go through changes that can affect how we drive, even if we don't notice them right away. Now let me be clear. Age alone doesn't make someone an unsafe driver, but ignoring the changes that come with it, that's where the risk begins. So today, we're going to have a real talk. Not to scare you, not to tell you to stop driving, but to help you keep doing it safely, confidently, and in control. There are 5 simple but powerful habits that could quite literally save your life and someone else's. Let's start with the first one. It might be the most overlooked, but also the most urgent. Have your eyes checked every single year. Yes, even if you think they're fine. Why? Because our vision changes slowly, too slowly to notice. Glare from headlights at night, blurry street signs, judging distance when merging lanes. These little shifts can sneak up on you. And cataracts? They're more common than you think after 70. They cloud your vision, distort light, and can make nighttime driving especially dangerous. But here's the good news. These are treatable, and early detection makes all the difference. So don't wait until you're squinting at signs or avoiding night drives altogether. A 30-minute visit to the eye doctor could prevent a serious accident down the line. It's not about fear, it's about awareness. Now let's talk about something even more subtle, your medications. You might not realize this, but many prescriptions, even the ones for blood pressure, sleep, or anxiety, can affect your driving. They can slow your reflexes, blur your vision, or make you feel lightheaded behind the wheel. If you're taking more than one medication, and most folks over 75 are, there's an increased risk of what doctors call drug interactions, and that means a higher chance of side effects. Here's what you can do. Make a habit of reviewing all your medications, prescription and over-the-counter, with your doctor or pharmacist at least once a year. Ask them directly, could any of these affect my driving? You'd be surprised how many people don't even think to ask, but it's a game changer. Even a small tweak in dosage or adjusting the time you take your meds can make all the difference. All right, now let's touch on something that most folks won't admit, but it's more common than we think. Have you ever gotten lost on a familiar route, missed a turn you've made 100 times, or found yourself confused at a traffic light? This isn't just about memory, it's about focus and mental clarity. As we age, multitasking becomes harder, and driving demands our full attention. Now, I'm not saying you're forgetful, but it's important to pay attention to the signs. If you notice more moments of zoning out, difficulty concentrating, or confusion in traffic, talk to your doctor. It could be something as simple as fatigue, or a vitamin deficiency. Or it could be your brain signaling that it needs a little extra support. There are cognitive tests that take just a few minutes and can catch early signs of concern long before it's dangerous. Because let's face it, Our minds deserve the same regular checkups we give our hearts and our blood pressure. There's no shame in being proactive. There's only strength in being prepared. Now, we've talked about vision, we've talked about medications, and we've touched on mental sharpness. But what about the one thing that keeps us physically in control of the car? Our reflexes. That moment when someone suddenly steps off the curb or a car stops short in front of you. Your ability to react quickly and accurately can mean the difference between a close call and a tragedy. And reflexes, they naturally slow down with age, but they're not set in stone. They can be trained, improved, maintained. Simple activities like walking every day, doing light stretching, or practicing balance exercises can help keep your body responsive. Even reaction time games on a smartphone or tablet can sharpen your reflexes. They're not just for kids, they're for anyone who wants to stay sharp, behind the wheel or not. And if your reflexes feel slower lately, you're not weak, you're human. But now you're aware, and awareness is power. Take a moment and reflect, not with judgment, but with honesty. Are your brakes feeling harder to press? Are you hesitating before turning left at a busy intersection? Are you startled more often when someone honks? These aren't just quirks. They're quiet cues from your body saying, let's pay attention. And the best part? There's something you can do about it. Driving safely after 75 isn't about perfection. It's about staying informed, staying honest, and staying in control of your choices. Let's keep going, because we're just getting started.
Now let's talk about something we often take for granted, our posture behind the wheel. Have you ever noticed yourself leaning forward while driving? Maybe gripping the steering wheel a little tighter than you used to? Or adjusting the seat over and over again to find that just right spot? That's your body trying to tell you something. As we age, our joints become stiffer, muscles may weaken, and that perfect driving posture we once had starts to shift. But here's why it matters. Poor posture behind the wheel can limit your visibility. It can restrict your ability to check blind spots. It can even affect how quickly you reach the pedals in an emergency. That's not just uncomfortable, that's dangerous. Take a few moments before every drive to check in with your body. Are your knees bent comfortably, with your feet able to fully press the pedals without stretching? Are your hands resting at a relaxed 9-3 position on the wheel, not tense at the top like you're holding on for dear life? Can you turn your head fully to each side, checking mirrors and blind spots without strain? These small adjustments matter. And if turning your head feels stiff or painful, a simple daily neck stretch routine can work wonders in just a few weeks. Or maybe you need a better seat cushion, a lumbar support pillow, or even a swivel seat to make getting in and out easier. They're not luxuries, they're safety tools, and they're worth every penny if they keep you comfortable and alert. Because when your body feels supported, your brain can focus, and that means better, safer driving for everyone on the road. Now, here's something many people hesitate to talk about, but it's one of the most powerful choices you can make as a senior driver. Know your routes, and stick to the ones that make you feel confident. There's no need to test yourself with confusing freeway exits or rush hour downtown traffic. You've earned the right to drive where you feel safe. Familiar roads, well-lit areas, places where you know the turns, the signs, the speed zones. And if there's construction on your usual route, take a moment to plan an alternate. Use a GPS or ask someone you trust. There's no shame in choosing comfort over challenge. In fact, it's smart. It shows you value your life and the lives of others more than proving a point. The road doesn't need to be a battlefield. It can be a peaceful place, one where you're in control. Let's not forget, you've likely driven hundreds of thousands of miles in your life. School pickups, family vacations, late-night drives home from work. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Now is the time to drive on your terms, with purpose, with calm,
with the wisdom that only comes from experience. And speaking of experience, never underestimate the power of a driving refresher. I know, you've had your license for decades. You know the rules. But just like technology changes, so do traffic patterns, signs, laws. A mature driver improvement course, often just a few hours long, can update your knowledge, sharpen your awareness, and even save you money on your insurance. More importantly, it's a signal to yourself that you care, that you take driving seriously, that you're not just reacting, you're preparing. And preparation is what keeps you safe. So take that course, even if it feels unnecessary, because what it gives you isn't just information, it gives you confidence. And that's something you can carry with you every mile. Here's the truth, my friend. Still driving after 75 is a privilege, one you've earned, and one you absolutely can keep with the right habits, the right awareness, and the right mindset. You don't need to drive faster. You don't need to go farther. You just need to drive smart. Drive present. Drive like someone who values their life and everyone else's. You've come this far, and there's still plenty of road ahead. Let's keep it safe. Let's keep it strong. Let's keep it in your hands.
Let's take a moment now and talk about something that often gets brushed aside: fatigue. We tend to associate tiredness with long drives, cross-country road trips, or those exhausting days from the past. But here's the thing. Fatigue can creep in even on short drives, even after a good night's sleep, even when you're just running a quick errand. As we get older, our stamina changes. What used to feel like a quick outing can suddenly leave you more drained than expected. And fatigue, it's more than just being tired. It slows your reaction time. It affects your judgment. And worst of all, it doesn't announce itself loudly. It whispers. A little yawn here, a second of zoning out there, a tiny moment of distraction, and that's all it takes. If you ever feel drowsy behind the wheel, or your eyes get heavy, or you find yourself blinking more than usual, pull over. Breathe. Give your body what it's asking for. Even better, build the habit of asking yourself, how do I really feel today, before you even pick up the keys? If you're tired, reschedule that trip. Call a friend. Use a ride service. You're not giving up your independence. You're exercising it. You're saying, I'm in charge of how I show up, not just for me, but for everyone else on the road. Now, here's something that might surprise you. You don't have to drive every day to stay sharp, but you do need to keep your body and brain in motion. Physical activity, even a simple walk around the block, improves blood flow to your brain. It keeps your reflexes sharper, your attention more focused, and your confidence behind the wheel stronger. So don't underestimate the power of 15 minutes of movement each day. It's not about exercise, it's about mobility, resilience, freedom. And that kind of freedom, it shows up every time you get into the car. Speaking of which, how do you feel emotionally when you drive? Do you feel calm, in control, or do you feel tense, worried, rushed? The emotional side of driving is just as important as the physical. Stress on the road can lead to faster decisions, more aggressive reactions, and less patience for the unexpected. You've probably noticed this in recent years. More honking, more tailgating, people in a rush acting like every second counts more than safety. But here's where you have the upper hand. You've got experience. You've got composure. You've got patience. Lean into that. Leave earlier than you need to. Give people more space. Let the impatient ones speed past. You've earned the right to drive with peace, not pressure. And if you ever feel flustered while driving, pull over. Take a few deep breaths. Center yourself. This isn't just about reacting to others. It's about protecting your state of mind.
Because when you're calm, your decisions are wiser, your hands are steadier, your eyes are sharper. Now let me ask you something. When was the last time you talked to someone you trust about your driving? I don't mean someone trying to take away your keys. I mean someone who truly cares. Someone who wants to support you, not control you. Sometimes the people around us see changes we don't notice, not because we're slipping, but because they have a different perspective. So invite that conversation, not with fear, but with openness. Ask, do you feel safe when I drive? Have you noticed anything I should be aware of? What would help you feel more confident in me on the road? These questions aren't signs of weakness, they're signs of strength. They say, I care enough to check in. And if you hear something unexpected, pause, reflect. Maybe they're wrong. Maybe they're right. But either way, you'll have something even more valuable than your license. You'll have truth. And that truth will guide your next steps, whether that's taking a refresher course, getting new glasses, or simply celebrating the fact that you're still doing great behind the wheel. Because here's the heart of it all. You're not driving to prove you can. You're driving because you still have places to go, people to see, moments to create. You're driving because life is still happening, and you want to be a part of it. So protect that. Guard it with smart choices, honest conversations, and the kind of courage that says, I will do what's best, even if it means doing things differently. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. And it just might save a life. Maybe even your own.
So where does this leave you? Right where you've always been, in the driver's seat. But now, you're there with more awareness, more intention, more power in your choices. You see, driving after 75 isn't about hanging on to something. It's about honoring what you've earned and protecting it with care. And part of that care is knowing when to set boundaries. You don't have to drive at night anymore if it makes you uncomfortable. You don't have to drive on the freeway if it raises your anxiety. You don't need to say yes to every trip just because you used to. Saying no is still independence. It's a deeper kind of independence, one that respects your limits without fear or shame. So give yourself permission to change your routines, to adjust your schedule, to ask for help when it feels right. Because asking for help, that doesn't mean you've lost something. It means you're smart enough to keep yourself and others safe. Maybe that means asking your daughter to drive you to the doctor this time. Maybe that means skipping the late-night concert and catching the matinee instead. These aren't losses. They're choices. Intentional, thoughtful choices. The kind that show the world you're still in charge of your life. And while we're talking about being in charge, let's talk about something that takes real courage. Planning for the day when you may decide to stop driving altogether. Now, I know that's not something most people want to think about, and I'm not saying that day is soon, or even necessary yet. But when that day does come, wouldn't you rather be the one to make that call? Wouldn't you rather say, I've decided this is what's best for me, instead of waiting until someone else says it for you? That's not giving up control. That's owning it. That's saying, my life is still mine, and I choose how I live it. It might feel heavy to think about, but let me tell you something. People who make that decision early, on their own terms, feel more peace, more pride, more dignity. And they often find that giving up the keys doesn't mean giving up life. It just means finding new ways to keep moving forward. Because the truth is, you are so much more than your ability to drive. You are wisdom. You are history. You are laughter and love and stories that no one else can tell. A car doesn't define your freedom. Your heart does. Your spirit does. Your willingness to adapt, that's what keeps you truly independent. So whether you're still driving every day, cutting back to just a few outings a week, or already thinking about your next step, you're doing it right. You're showing up. You're staying present. You're leading by example. And for that, you should be proud. You've lived a life full of miles, and there are still many more ahead, on the road or not. So take a deep breath, stand tall, and know this: you are not slowing down, you are shifting gears. And sometimes, that's exactly what the road needs. Keep driving smart, keep living strong, and never forget, you still hold the wheel in every way that matters. If this message resonated with you, if you saw yourself in these words, take a moment and let us know. We want to hear from you. Because your voice, your story, it matters more than you think. Leave a comment. Tell us what part stood out to you, or what you've learned about yourself through the years. And if you found this helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe to Health World 365 for more content made with you in mind. Let's keep learning together. Let's keep growing. Let's keep moving forward, no matter how old we are or where the road leads next. Here's to your safety, your strength, and the beautiful, unstoppable journey that is still unfolding. You've got this, and we've got you.
Before we go, let's take a moment to reflect. Driving after 75 isn't just about transportation. It's about freedom, dignity, and staying connected to the world around you. But with that freedom comes responsibility to yourself, to your loved ones, and to every person you share the road with. Today, we talked about simple, powerful habits that can help you drive safer, stay confident, and remain independent without putting yourself or others at risk. From regular vision checks to understanding your medications, from staying physically active to listening to your body and mind, every choice you make matters. Remember, it's not about how far or fast you go. It's about how safely and smartly you get there. If you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up. It really helps more people see it. And don't forget to subscribe to Health World 365 for more uplifting, practical health tips made especially for you. We're here to support your journey, every mile, every step, every day. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself, stay strong, and we'll see you in the next video.